This is going to be a video about how to create a blade and add it to Ashes. So if I open my model here, well, you can see that I have three blades for this model. And if I want to change the blades, the first thing that I need is to have the blade that I want to change it to in my blade database. So the blade database is this thing that you have here. If I click this icon in the top right corner, I can see all the blades that are available in Ashes. Okay. Before we add a blade, I have to quickly show you the airflow database. So if I zoom in here, you can see that the blades are composed by different airflows here. And to create a blade, you need to make sure that the airflows of the blade that you're going to create are in the airflow database. So if I come here, so this is the airflow database. Okay, so sorry, I'll just show it again. So it's this icon here on the top right corner again. And here you have a list of airflows that are in Ashes. You can add or remove airflows. There's a video showing how to do that, so I will add it to the description. You can do that, or you can use the existing airflows in Ashes. So yeah, once you have the airflows that you want in your airflow database, now we can move to how to create a blade. So if I come here, you will see that there's two sets of characteristics that define a blade. There's the shape, and here there's the structure. So you can swap between the two here. The shape of a blade is, it's its length, the chord length of the different elements, the twist angles, things like that. And the structure is the mass of the elements, the stiffness, their inertia, and all that. So if you want to add a new blade, you have to have these two sets of characteristics, and they're both defined by a file. So you will have a shape file and a structure file. You can go to the user manual and check the format of how the shape and the structure files are defined, but as very often it's easier to take an existing blade and export the files so that you can look at them. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm taking this. I'm gonna take this blade here and say that I want to export the shape. I can keep the default name. Okay, and what I have here now is the shape file of the blade that we're looking at. So in Ashes, in all the input files, this here is the character for comments. Okay, so any line that has this character here is not going to be read. So when we look at this, you can see that there's three different sections in this file, defined by three different keywords. This here is the first section. The keyword is airfoils. Then you have this one here, blade length, and then you have this one here, aerodynamical stations. Okay. So in this section, you're defining the airfoils that your blade is going to have. So this name here, this is the name of the airfoil in the database. So this has to match. It has to match an airfoil here. Okay, in this database. And then here's like and this is the nickname that's going to be used in the file itself. I will show you later. This here's for just the blade length, and then here we have the aerodynamical stations and the definition of each of the stations along the blade. So the first column is just the position, so you start at the root and you end at the tip. This number here has to be the same as this one. If not, you will get an error message when you import the file. Then these three columns, I'm not gonna spend too much time on them. Go to the user manual and have a look. But these ones are if you want your blades to not be straight. So it's very common to have blades that are pre-bent for various reasons. So these are the columns that will define that. If you want to start with the straight blades, then you can set everything to 0. All these three columns here. Okay, then this is a twist angle, the chord length of each of the elements, and here that's the airfoil nickname. Okay, so this number here has to match one of the numbers here, and and this is just telling what is the airfill for a particular cross section, for a particular aerodynamical station. So you would see that this one, for example, has the nickname 4, and if I come here, 4 is this one here. Okay, so this is for the shape file, and then we can do the same with the structure file. So I can come here again and export the structure file, keep the default name, and this is my structure file. The structure file is a little bit more complicated, so I'm not going to explain what every single column does. If you want to know, again, go and have a look at the user manual. It's pretty well explained there. And the reason I'm not going to show you this is because there's a way in which you can ignore the structural properties of the blade, and that's what I'm going to do now. So, by all means, go and have a look at this file and modify it, and if you can optimize for structure, that's like amazing. But for now, I'm just gonna ignore the file, and I'll show you how to do this. So, okay, let's open my blade shape file. I think it's this one here. So if I want to change the chord length of these two elements here, these two stations, these two aerodynamical stations are towards the end of the blade. So now I can come here. So now I have just modified, I've put like a arbitrarily large value. So I can come here and add a blade, and I can import the files that I've just created. So I have to first import the shape file. So that's what I do here. And then here, okay, sorry, let me show that again. And then here I have to specify the structure file. So I come here and say that I want the structure. Cool, and now I have my new blade here. And as you can see, there's something strange going on. Well, I mean, that's because of what I did, right? Because I added a massive chord length. So, okay, so now I have added my blade. I can close the database, and I can come to this part here, rotor, and then to this parameter, blade type. Come here. So this is, I can either change the blades individually or change all 3 blades, which is what I'm going to do here. I click this, and I select this blade. Press OK. Cool, and there you go. So this is the blade that I created. And now I'm just going to show you how to ignore the structural properties. I can come here to the analysis parameters dialog, and there's a parameter called rotor model, and this is telling me whether the blades are flexible or if they're rigid. So here you can set them to stiff. So now my blades are infinitely stiff. So I can press apply, and now because the blades are infinitely stiff, it doesn't really matter what their inertia or what their stiffness properties are, because I'm just assuming that they're never going to deflect. And this can be convenient, especially for to begin with. Cool. And so now I have my little wind turbine with my new blades. When you create a batch, so I can just show that quickly. So I just keep the default name. I can show you here. So there's a parameter. If you come to rotor, blades and actuator, and here you have blade type. Okay, and so this is the parameter where you define the blades. And similarly, I can show you, if I go to analysis and general, I have the rotor model parameter here, which can be set to stiff or flexible, as we saw. So okay, so this is how the parameters would be in the batch. Okay, so let me close the model. Oh, sorry, that was close the batch manager, then close the model. And now I'm just going to remove these blades. And what I'm going to show you is how to do exactly what I did now, but from the Ashes-cli or from Matlab. So if I come here, you will see that this is the script. You will have access to this script, okay? But this is the script that enables me to add a blade to Ashes. And what you need is the shape file. So here I have I have defined the path to my blade shape file and the structure, and here I have defined my path to the structure. Because even if you ignore the structural properties, you still need to import a structural file. Okay. So these are the two parameters that I need, and then the name of the blade as well. And then the command to add the blade is, well, it's basically these two lines. Okay, so as we saw earlier, it's going to be the path to the Ashes-cli executable, which is going to replace this symbol here, then this command here, this argument here, this argument here, and then this is going to be the shape. So what I have here, the structure and the name. Okay, and if I put a breakpoint here, so if I only run this part here, I can press F5, and now when I come to Ashes, well, first you can see here it says, my blade, which is called new blades, has successfully been added to the database, and I can come here and have a look at, yeah, indeed I have my blade that has been added to the database. And if I close here again and press F5 again to keep moving, then now my blade has been removed, and I can see that it's not here anymore. Cool. So yeah, so this is how to create and add a blade into Ashes. I hope that this was useful. As always, please let us know if there's something that you haven't understood. Write something in the forum and we'll reply. And see you around.